What is up, Hyperdrivers? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got something extremely special for you guys. Check this out. I got a custom Princess Leia Organa statue. This is the one of her in the slave costume from Return of the Jedi. So if this is your first time on the channel, here on the Hyperdrive, we talk Star Wars all the time, especially collectibles. That's statues, figures, prop collectibles, and lightsabers. So if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can jump to Lightspeed every week with us right here on the Hyperdrive. So there's not much to this box. It's just plain white. You got that image of Princess Leia right there, the NYC logo, pretty much the same thing on the side, the back. There's the side again. Not really much to it. But inside, we got 2 layers of statue fun. So come on in and let's check out what's inside. All right, so there is layer 1. Looks like you got some hair pieces. What else we got in here? Looks like a pillow maybe. Just some swap up. It looks like Salacious Crumb's tail. And the, oh, that's cool. These are the little like gargoyle hooks that are on the front of Jabba's throne. Check how that looks. It's pretty neat. All right. So looks like mostly just the accessories in this part. Let's take this part off. Whoa. All right. There is layer 2. So layer 2 has Leia. You got the throne. You got Salacious Crumb. All right. Let's get to building. All right. Let's get to this. Let's go building. Oh, yeah, it's got some weight. Oh, baby. All right. So here we go. You got a mat. I guess it's so you can, like simulating the cloth that is beneath Jabba. So here is your lower base. Really big and chunky. You got just a little bit of a spot. You can imagine how this is a quarter scale version of Princess Leia. So you can imagine how big Jabba the Hutt would be if they were to do that in quarter scale. Just look at this block, right? It's got a lot of good weight to it. See what the bottom says. So Princess Leia 2020 design, limited to only 80. So I don't know which one I have in the run, but there's only 80 of these made. Let's check that out. That's the bottom right there. Okay. And like I said, it does have some weight to it. And then you have the cloth that you just lay down on top of that. And that's where Leia's going to lay on. Very big. That is, I got to curious to see how thick this part of the base is. This is 4.5, no, almost 4 3/4 inches up and 16 to 16 1/4 inches wide. So yeah, this is thick. I don't know what else to call these other than gargoyles. So doesn't look like one goes, does one go in, one? All right. These don't fit in all that well in here. So they're supposed to fit right into place here. Looks like this one, the key matches both of them. So either one of them can fit in this side from the looks of it. And they look identical, so I guess it really doesn't matter. This one is a little tighter, so I'm gonna go with this guy to go in here. There's no magnet or anything that feels like it's holding it in place though. This one feels tight. Try the other side. All right, that fits in there a little better. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that one fits in there nice and snug. This one feels very, very loose. And that's because I think the key is a little bit bored out, so it doesn't fit in there very snug. Doesn't feel like it's gonna fall out though. If you hit it hard enough, it'll fall out. I had to test that. All right. But it looks like as long as you don't end up in any kind of earthquake, it isn't going to fall out on you. Dishes and loose parts. Yep, okay. Got one of the pillows. Doesn't feel like there's any magnets or anything, so these are going to all be loose pieces. You know how I feel about loose pieces. I think this is her chain necklace. Okay. All right, here's the chain. So this is a real chain. And this, I think, is Salacious Crumb's tail. Yep. Okay. You got two different ponytails. He got Salacious Crumb. Yeah, he looks pretty cool, man. I swear, this looks like it's straight out of the Muppets. Love it. Check it out. There's Salacious. I think he came out pretty cool. Really like the face and the eyes and everything. So awesome. Again, this just sits there. So there's no magnet to hold it in place or anything. All right, so I'm assuming it's either gonna go here or there. I don't really know which way yet. And then you got his tail, which, how does this get in there? All right, and that's gonna go in like that, so he has his tail, okay? Wow. Man, they did a good job. Oh, Lord, look at this. This is fantastic. This looks so damn good. Very, very nice job on the portrait. You know, not 100%, but it's really close in my opinion. I think they did a good job there. I love the skin tone and the musculature of her body and everything. They did a good job on the anatomy. Really, really nice. Really, really, really nice. Okay. So again, you know, she doesn't, so I think Salacious is gonna go on the inside of her because of the way the arm placement is. So lay her out like that. We'll put Salacious that way. Okay. So then you got her ponytails. They can either go that way like that, so it like lays over her shoulder, or straight down her back. I think I kind of like the way it rolls over the shoulder a little more. So we'll do this way. Okay, these look like they go in her hair. Again, the keys don't really line up all the way the design is. So like the way the keys look and the way the hole is, they look a little different.
5 minutes later.
There, I got them in now. Cool. This, oh yeah, cool. It spreads open. All right. So you can have her laying like that. Pillow over here. Interesting side of the pillow, actually. And then you got a whole bunch of dishes and stuff. Not sure where that goes. All right. Alright, so there it is, the Princess Leia slave suit on throne, or on Jabba's throne, if anything. I guess this would be a throne piece, right? Beautiful looking statue, guys. I like it. I like it a lot. There are some things about it that I'll explain to you about things that I'm not a huge fan of. One, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of things that are just laying on a statue or laying in place, things that are placed on a statue. I'm not a huge fan of that. This one is completely comprised of that. Everything kind of just sits on the base. There's no worry of anything falling because it's a flat surface and everything. Once it's laying there, you know, it's not going to move. So that's not a big deal. I get concerned about that kind of stuff is because if something bumps, you know, then there's a chance, and that's really where my fear lies in. The other thing is some of the assembly pieces are a little bit weird. Like this head here is extremely loose, and then these clasps and some of the other keyed in pieces. Actually, I think this was the other key in piece that I was thinking about. But these clasps and this key over here, the key doesn't line up with the keyhole. So you got to kind of like move around to try to get it to fit into place. But once it does get into place, you know, there's no moving it. It's in there. So that's cool. So that all worked out. The sculpt of the statue, I think, looks fantastic. This is a really awesome looking section of Jabba's throne. I can't even imagine what it would be like to have a quarter scale Jabba the Hutt to go with this. I think that would be insanely ridiculous. Just looking at my 6 scale, you know, having something that big and immense would just take up a whole lot of room. As this will take up a lot of space as well. So as far as space goes, you're looking at 16, just about 16 inches worth of space by 9 deep, 9.5 deep, and in height about 13 inches is what you're going to need for space. So she'll fit inside of a Besta very easily. Definitely not a DTOF. And, you know, obviously in like a pack, so you can get her in and have lots of space all the way around, but a good amount of space for her. The paint application on this one, I think, is okay. It's not perfect, especially like on her skin. I feel like there's areas where I feel like either the paint was either caked on or there was unimplied texture that happened with the paint, I think is the best way I can explain. It's a little bit noticeable down here in the lower waist section, and especially on her back, like in here. You can see that there's texture there. The rest of the skin doesn't have that kind of texture, but there is a pretty, you know, heavy amount of texture going on here. So it looks kind of strange, almost like welts on the skin, kind of like if she got burned or something like that. That's the kind of vibe I get from the look of that. It's not obviously seen and very hard to notice if you're just, you know, staring at it from a distance. Like I'm looking at the camera shot right now, and you really can't tell. You know, it's just something you would see when you get close up. But that's really it. Everything else about the statue, I absolutely love, man. Salacious Crumb is awesome. I like that he's included with the statue. You know, always brings a smile to my face with this guy because I could hear the laugh in my head when I see him. So I like that they included Salacious Crumb, and he's there with a big old smile on his face and everything. Has a very Muppets kind of feel to it. So yeah, I dig that. So very, very awesome. We are never going to get to see a Princess Leia in a slave costume, and these guys did 2 of them. They did one like this, and then they also did another version of her where she's in the battle on top of the sail barge. So they have that option as well. If you're looking to get her, and that one takes up less space and she's standing upright. So if you wanted to go that version. I chose this one is because this to me is the most iconic, in my opinion, of her in the slave suit. You know, with her being on top of Jabba's throne, you know, at the beginning of Return of the Jedi when Luke arrives. So that's when we see her in this outfit. She was obviously the thoughts of many young man's fantasy at that point in time. And now because of all the Disney licensing restrictions, we're never going to see a licensed company bring out a Leia in the slave suit ever again, probably. So it's really cool to see that they went along and did this. The entire statue is completely sculpted with the exception of this area of fabric. It's a nice material for the fabric. It's not very thin. It's not too heavy. I like the way the seams are and everything, and they got nice stitching in there. They did a really good job with the cut and sew, so that looks good. And it's not posable, but it does lay down very well. So you can kind of throw it in the way that you want to throw it in. So you could have it to the side like that, where it's covering up some of her leg, or down the center like that if you want to do that. The armaments on her look really good for the costume. That looks pretty accurate. which looks nice. I like that the chain is separate and that it hooks onto the side of her neck. Whatever paint application they applied, I think it's really nice. It's really good. It's because it's not invoking any scratches. Often when I get a statue like this where the female is very exposed on the skin, I tend to see that if I put on any of the attachments on it, I get a scratch. That's something that I've seen with a lot of my undressed women statues that I've had. This one here, the paint seems to hold up really well. When I put the chain necklace around her, it didn't scratch anything. So that's cool. The earrings are real metal earrings, so they can turn a little bit, so you can kind of move them around if you want to. Hair is sculpted. You get two options for your ponytail. The ponytail I like the one where it goes over the shoulder because it just looks like it has more character. If you just use this one, it just goes straight down the back, and then you really can't see anything. So that's not really what I wanted. I like something that shows a little more character, in my opinion. But when it comes to this one here, probably the most important thing is the portrait. The artist did a fantastic job on the portrait. They did a really, really good job. You know, it's not 100%. It's like, but in the high 90s, man. It is really, really close to Carrie Fisher's appearance in the movie. It does lack a little bit of emotion. I kind of wish it would have some kind of emotion in there, but I do like the way it looks. They did a nice job on the complexion and then the way the lips are colored. And it's got the Carrie Fisher look, you know, so really, really great job on this statue. You know, it's such a low edition size too. So I'm happy. I think this is a really, really nice piece. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this one. If you're looking to pick her up, she's already sold out. I can't imagine what she's going for at the moment, but yeah, it's definitely a really awesome statue to have, especially if you have a huge Star Wars collection and you're into the Return of the Jedi specifically. This one here is a must to have in my opinion anyway. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this statue right here. And until next time, may the Force be with you.